Yeah. I'd like to show respect and acknowledge the traditional owners and custodians of the land and of elders past, present and future on which this meeting takes place. Do we have any applications for attending meeting via video link?
Nil received.
Any apologies? Bill?
Madam Chair, it's just the apology from Councillor Flaherty, who's still on leave.
Disclosures of interest,
There's been none lodged.
no public participation, no site inspections. Thank goodness, I would have been late. Business items. ECSC 09.1, the Upper Hunter Shine Kiora Youth Music Camp. Page 3, just adopting the minutes. Can I have a mover? Move councillor McPhee, second councillor Campbell. Any discussion? All those in favour? Against? Carried. On page 8, we have the review of the emergency housing partnership with Upper Hunter Homeless Support. And the recommendation is to just note the report. Is there any information that anybody needs in regard to this before we note that report?
Yes, it would appear that it's certainly being used, especially over here, and there's the ones at Merriwa are being constant, like there's people in there all the time, so there hasn't been any issues for council.
Through the chair, no, I'm not aware of any major issues that have arisen.
I would like to raise in relation to the Scone unit. When we first put it in place, I thought it was going to be for short to 6 week turnaround so that people could get assisted, but be linked into the services they needed and then supported through the other agencies. I don't think that's what's happening, which means the house isn't available for more support, more people, more families. So I'm just wondering, is there any feedback on that?
Madam Chair, I can take that on notice and take that back to the service provider.
I could be incorrect in the length, but I think the length has gone further than what we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
As council, yeah.
All right, I'll note that.
Okay, thank you. Did we get a mover? Can I have a mover? Councillor Campbell, seconded Councillor McPhee. All those in favour? Against? Carried. Okay, so on page 12, we've got the development application for new farm shed and demolition of an existing shed. Council's recommendation is to approve this development application. Most of it is listed in there. It's located on the New England Highway at Parkville. Is there anything further that we need clarification on that's not listed in this application? Nothing, Councillor McPhee? Nothing, Councillor Campbell? Okay, would we like to have a mover? Move Councillor McPhee, second Councillor Campbell. Any further discussion? All those in favour? Against? Carried. Sorry, I'm flicking. Okay, so reclassification of 4 parcels of public land in Scone, and they are the recommendation that council has. It's lot 1 at 97 Hill Street, lot 3 at 97 Hill Street, lot 12 at 98 Hill Street, lot 21 is 2912 New England Highway, Scone. All are listed in the application, and the photos are on page 44 and 45, I believe. So further clarification for those. Councillor Campbell?
Yeah, look, I'm just wondering whether they are not will be used as open space. I'm keen to keep as much open space within a town, whether it be Scone, Merriwa, or anywhere else. And these Is that going to be the case, or is it going to be something so that they can be developed and built upon? Is that right?
Madam Chair, I might first of all clarify my role. I'm the applicant, so both Mr. Pringle and I will create separate discussions on this matter. I'm going to speak on behalf of the applicant. So council is the applicant in this matter. This has been to council through our Corporate Services Committee. We've considered the property strategy a number of times at council, and we have council resolutions to pursue with a reclassification of these parcels of land. You're quite right. They're currently community classified. In order for us to develop them, they need to be classified as operational land. This is the first step of the process. We actually took an initial step and went out to the community and undertook consultation. That has to be formally undertaken after council resolves to consider this reclassification application. But we did it in advance because we didn't want to spend the consultant's money doing a process that we knew would be opposed by the community. So we've already done some community consultation to gauge the initial view of the community. We had reasonable certainty that there was not a lot of opposition to this. And as we've said, this is about developing these parcels of land to provide some sort of home relief for the community, because there's very little residential property in town, and it will generate some sort of financial income source to the council, so we can not have to rely so heavily on other forms of finance. Having said that, as I say, there is a process that once this committee considers this application today, it will then go to the formal council meeting on the 25th of September as well for further consideration. And then part of the process is that as it goes through the planning considerations, there is a parallel process of community consultation. So that's the steps. So you're not approving this today, you're approving the process to commence. That's all from the applicant, but the planners might want to speak as well.
Yeah, no, that's correct, Madam Chair, what the General Manager just outlined. So it's the process is basically outlined in the recommendation in the report. That council is proceeding with the reclassification. And then looking to endorse the planning proposal, which is in attachment 1 of the report, and then submit that planning proposal to the Minister for Planning and Public Spaces for a gateway determination. And part of the planning proposal is also to hold a public hearing as required under the Local Government Act. So they're the steps. And the reasons for the reclassification are outlined in the report as well. The 3 lots in Hill Street, the purpose is to allow disposal of surplus vacant land by council, which would enable future residential development on that land, which is consistent with that zoning of the land. And the other parcel on the New England Highway is obviously to allow the future development of a railway overpass to the Scone industrial area, and then potential future development on the remainder of the land as well.
Thank you for your explanations. Yeah, I guess I can see the process, and I thank you for doing that. I just am very probably concerned that open space is not given, but I can see the the application has it's not the final thing, but I just hate to see if even some of the community didn't oppose it. Some of them, I think some of them should be go through that later on, that they would gee, we had that as open space. So I'd just like to see as much open space that's manageable within the Shire. So I will support that.
Just one question. Lot 12 through you, Madam Chair. Lot 12, it goes up on the road at the moment. Is that interfering with the master plan of White Park?
No, so lot 12 is on the eastern side of Hill Street, and the access road is actually built across that. So the access road's been built in the wrong location. We have since put up the chain wire fence along White Park. That is on the proper boundary. So the new parking area and everything has been, I guess, designed, and the master plan has been designed in accordance with the existing boundaries and not encroaching on private land.
Fine, councillors? Yeah, can I have a mover? Councillor McPhee? Second, councillor Campbell. Any further discussion? All those in favour? Against? Carried. Singing, trying to get back here.
That's all we're.
Yeah. Right. All right, there are our business items for today. Thank you very much. Meeting closed.